are back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So I got a message from fucking my good friend out there in Ireland, Mark McConnell, comedian. He's the guy I stayed with over in Ireland, and he came to the show. He was the guy who bought the fucking comedians on stage at the start. Came out at the end of the Dublin show with a few of the fucking listeners, had a drink, knocked back a couple of lines. Good man. So I'll just give you some fucking background just in case you've forgotten, because I think I talked about it when I was in Ireland. Anyway, he resisted getting the vaccine for like a year and a half, 2 years. Wasn't into it at all. Thought the whole thing was a fucking scam. Thought it was fucked. But his wife was pregnant and they wouldn't let him into the hospital unless he was vaccinated. So after being pressured by the fucking nurses, the doctors, the staff, and I guess his wife, he decided to get the vaccine. Almost immediately after he got the vaccine, he started having heart issues and was fucked up for months. When I got to Ireland, he was just on the back end of it, but he was fucking furious about fucking the vaccine. He's like, I'm going to leave a fucking death note saying it was the fucking vaccine that did this. I don't want there to be any fucking doubts over why this has happened to me. And he just had a kid as well, which that's his second kid. And just to clarify this, I'm not 100% sure if they're married or not. They're Irish, him and his missus. So I guess they fucking, under God's eye, they need to be married. Anyway, I get a message from Mark last night, and this is what it said. I had a stroke on Friday, mate. Hashtag get vaccinated. I'll be kept in the hospital for the next week or so. I'll give you a buzz, blah, blah, blah. And then he says, I hope you're going well, mate. I'm like, fucking Jesus Christ, a stroke? And then I was like, I hope you're fucking all right. What's going on? What vaccine did you end up taking? He's like, the Pfizer one. And then he's like, yeah, I'm beginning to feel a bit better today. Entire right side of my body is affected. Can't walk unaided yet or anything. So still bedbound pretty much. They unhooked me from the machines and started physio today. So some small improvements. The cunt is fucking 34 years old. Who the fuck has a stroke at 34 fucking years old? He's got 2 fucking young kids as well. So that's just another one to the list of fucking vaccine injuries that I know. I don't know that many people, so that's a high percentage of serious vaccine injuries in comparison to how many people I fucking know. Plus all the people that are like 1 or 2 like friends removed, all the horror stories. It's not looking good, people. Like in years to come, I'm going to fucking say this is going to be one of the weirdest periods in fucking human history. The next 10 years will be considered the most tumultuous, fucked up period ever. If you just stand back and look what's happened over the last 3 years, 4 years, since 2020. Some crazy virus got released. It's now almost 100% a lab leak, and it really wouldn't be a fucking stretch to say it was released. The entire world shuts down. You get locked in your house for almost 2 years. Police state, pretty much. Then a mandatory... They're trying to fucking say it wasn't mandatory. Mandatory forced vaccination of the entire world population with an experimental vaccine that hadn't been tested. The entire world population. Like everyone in the world had to take the vaccine. And then not long after that, well, still in the middle of that, a conflict breaks out between Russia and the Ukraine, heavily backed by NATO and the US. US throwing billions and billions and billions of fucking dollars. It's up to like $500 billion to support Ukraine against Russia. And not long after that, Israel go to war with Hamas, but Muslims in general. And the US sends over fucking aircraft carriers and shit. So you just look at those things put together and you're like, what the fuck is going on? Not to mention the provocation of the United States and Europe towards China. And then on top of that, the complete fucking what seems to be orchestrated destruction of the fucking world economies. It's insane. It's so insane that you would say it's beyond stupidity. It's beyond that. And what's beyond stupidity? Malevolence. It's almost like this whole thing is fucking deliberate. Who knows? It will all come out in the wash of history. It's probably not something anyone can figure out now, but you can have a hunch, can't you? You can have a fucking hunch. Anyway, we are living in strange times and it's just gonna get fucking stranger. I told ya, fucking buckle in. This is the time to be sober. I've said that 2 years ago, 3 years ago. You're gonna need your fucking wits about you to get through this period. You can't be a fucking drop dead drunk and get through this. You've only got half a chance if you're fully together. But shit's about to get lit. And I'm about to go to Peru and do ayahuasca ceremonies. So I'll fucking do what I can. I'll speak to the fucking spirits. I'll see if there's anything that can be done to avoid World War III. It's very simple to avoid it. Just be good. That's it. Just be good. On Saturday, I'm going to give my fucking analysis on how I think this is all going to play out. I'll have a good hard think of it. I can't do it tomorrow because fucked up Friday. Anyway, I've got shit to do now. I got to fucking do it. If you're enjoying the podcast, give it a share around and I'll see you the fuck later.